Ooh, the Mandevilla. The Mandevilla is a tropical climbing plant with vibrant, stunning flowers and lush green foliage. The trumpet-shaped flowers look amazing against the backdrop of dark green leaves. Another native of Brazil, Mandevilla vines feature twining stems adorned with glossy, dark green leaves that are typically oval or lance-shaped. The plant produces large, trumpet-shaped flowers that come in a variety of colors, including shades of white, pink, red, and yellow. There are cultivars that originate from Bolivia and Ecuador. It's known for its large white flowers. There are also some varieties found in the southern United States and Mexico. The flowers can measure 3 to 5 inches in diameter, and they're often fragrant, which is an added bonus to growing Mandevilla. The Mandevilla is a fast-growing vine that climbs by twining around support structures, such as a trellis or a fence. Mandevilla vines can reach heights of 10 feet or more. They can also be grown in containers and trained to cascade over the edges, making it a must-have for balconies and decks. Just let them drape over the edge and watch your neighbor's jealousy skyrocket. They produce a lot of blooms quite frequently, so expect jealous neighbors for pretty much most of the year. If you're not into vines, then you can find the Mandevilla as a shrub as well. Deadheading or removing the spent flowers will encourage continuous blooming. Birds will help you out with this, as they like to take the spent flowers for their nests. The flowers bloom in clusters at the end of the stems, and they'll bring you a beautiful explosion of vibrant colors. Mandevilla thrive in warm tropical climates that stay above 50 degrees, and Florida provides a great environment for you to put some Mandevilla into your garden. They prefer full sun to partial shade. They can tolerate our Florida sun, but our Florida heat during the summer can make them kinda sad. You'll want to keep the soil moist during those summer months to combat the heat. If your Mandevillas are in mostly shade, you'll want to keep an eye on your soil and make sure that it has time to dry before the next watering. A modest watering twice a week is all they'll need. Give your Mandevilla well-draining soil, because that's what we do. Who said we don't want to waterlog the soil? Who said that? Stop being a show-off back there. Consider amending your soil with some sand or perlite to help with drainage and aeration. Your Mandevilla will thank you with more blooms than you can handle. For you snowbirds, you know the drill. Put these tropical beauties in some pretty pots and show them off to the neighbors who can't grow plants. And then bring them indoors for the winter. We already know what's going to happen when you bring them back out for the spring, don't we? Who said jealous neighbors? You guys need to behave, I swear. For my fellow Floridians, you can cover small Mandevillas with a light sheet during those temperatures below 50. If the plant is well established, you'll likely not need to do anything during the winter. I've only run into a problem with a small plant. The larger ones didn't seem bothered by those few nights we get with weather in the 30s. But keep an eye on them anyway. Mandevilla can be grown or propagated from stem cuttings that are about 6 inches long. And you'll want to use some rooting hormone for better results. Plant the cutting in well-draining potting mix and keep them in a warm area until the roots develop. Now this could take up to 3 months, so ensure you're dedicated to this project. You can also harvest and plant your Mandevilla seeds to increase the amount of jealousy from your neighbors. The seeds need to stay in a relatively warm and slightly shady spot with moist soil. Sprinkle some soil over the seeds, as the Mandevilla seeds require shallow planting. This is what their seed pods look like. You'll find them with 2 pods at the end of the stem. You'll want to wait until they start to turn brown and split open before you take them off the plant. They have these feathery parachutes to fly all over the place, and they will. Store some away and place some back into the community. Fertilize your Mandevilla with a balanced fertilizer once every 2 months to promote sustainable growth and flowering. They do take well to fertilizers that encourage larger blooms, but you don't want to make your neighbors too jealous, do you? You'll likely not have any issues with pest or fungal issues when it comes to a Mandevilla. If you find aphids, just use a little neem oil on the area and check for ants living nearby. Those are their armed escorts, so that's likely the second problem. If you run into a fungal issue, rather than treating it with a fungicide, just remove the affected parts and then throw them in the trash. The Mandevilla is a hardy plant, so she'll recover and produce healthier stems in no time. Mandevilla will add some tropical elegance to any garden, and they'll make any pot or container look fancy when they drape over the edges. Imagine being the neighbor across the street who has to see that beauty every day. I know, I can't imagine that either. With a little bit of love and soft words, your Mandevilla will give you an abundant amount of blooms for most of the year. Give your Mandevilla a trellis or other support structure to climb. You can train the vines to grow upwards using garden ties or soft twine. You can also train them to make the neighbors even more jealous, but they'll be able to do that on their own. Well, I hope the Mandevilla is part of your arsenal in this wild world of floral warfare, and I hope you get an extra day off this week. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day.